Alright, so this is a tour of Sibley County. We're going to be going through all the different cities and towns and landmarks that are there and stuff. It'll be fairly similar to the last tour, the Carver County tour. So, let's get this started right now. So, right now we're in Carver County. We're in Assumption. We've been here before. To the right is Sibley County, where it turns dirt. And gonna be taking a right over here on Carver County 33 and Sibley County 5. This is kind of between two different counties. Right now this is still Carver County. This is downtown Assumption. We didn't go through downtown, the exact downtown Assumption in the last tour because that's not in Carver County. And yeah, that's downtown Assumption. And to the left is Carver County, to the right is Sibley County. So this kind of is the boundary line. And now we're out of Assumption. Here we are, fully in Sibley County. As you can see, it says South Sibley County 5. The next city that we're going to go to is Green Isle. And yeah, this is what most of Sibley County looks like. It's a very rural county. Nice, I like driving through this county a lot. A lot of open sceneries and cool stuff here. You can also go really fast. Well, yeah, speaking about things to fill up about, a lot has happened since the last time I did the Carver County tour. All of the sports leagues are shut down. Stephon Diggs is out of the Vikings. Bill O'Brien made an absolutely horrible decision in trading away DeAndre Hopkins for past his prime David Johnson. That's absolutely stupid. Right now we're going on to State Highway 25. Left will take you towards Belle Plaine. This will actually be the intersection that we end this tour on, right here. But Belle Plaine's in Scott County. And then this way will take you towards Green Isle. So, speaking about all the crap that has happened in the sports world, yeah, Stephon Diggs got traded. We don't got him anymore. Even though we made a much better decision with trading away Stephon Diggs than the stinking Texans did. Bill O'Brien. I don't even know what the front office of Houston was thinking when they were promoting Bill O'Brien to GM, when he already made absolutely horrible decisions as a head coach. Pretty much getting carried by sheer talent, pretty much wasting talent. They were literally up 24-0 against the team that won the Super Bowl, against Patrick Mahomes, and he just made some awful decisions, the fake punt, just everything, and just blew it all away before halftime even happened. Before halftime, he blew that 24-0 lead. And yeah, that was terrible. The fact that, and then when he got to GM, he made the absolutely awful decision of trading away DeAndre Hopkins. Not only that, they had some heated, they had a heated meeting with DeAndre Hopkins, where he pretty much compared him to stinking Aaron Hernandez, which you do not cross that line at all. nobody compares to that piece of garbage. But yeah, that happened, and thankfully got rid of Rhodes. Getting rid of Rhodes was pretty good. He was on the decline, like way on the decline, and yeah, we also got rid of Linval Joseph too, which I miss Linval Joseph. Linval Joseph was a good player. I'll always remember him for that Eagles play where he where he ran into the end zone, ate the end zone. He ate the end zone. I like all the NFL off-season stuff because it takes your mind off of the coronavirus, just canceling everything, all the different sports events. Cancel the NBA, the NHL, March Madness, all college sports in general. The MLB spring training, which sucks because those Astros memes were becoming good. The Astros were getting demolished by road fans, and I liked when they were like banging trash cans, the fans, because that's what the Astros were doing to cheat. They're throwing up signs saying it's gonna be a curveball. I liked when Trevor Bauer faced against them and yelled every single pitch that he was throwing at them. That was pretty hilarious. The Astros Shame Tour Twitter page. The username is Asterisk Tour, but the name itself is Astros Shame Tour. That is a wonderful Twitter page. They've just been making all sorts of memes on the video games, doing hit by pitches. They're actually, not surprisingly, the most hit team in spring training, which isn't a surprise because they're cheating piles of crap. So now we're coming into Green Isle. Green Isle is like an Irish city. They got some cool stuff here. As you can see, they got the leaf, the Irish leaf, as their water tower symbol. Yeah, here we are, Green Isle. They got a ballpark to the left. They got a church right here. They got, yeah, as you can see at the ballpark, they got all their sponsors right there. Green Isle town team. They got this school right here. Child care sort of deal. You got their post office. You got a park on the right. So you can see it's completely like dead here right now because nobody's going outside because of the coronavirus. And they also got a gas station here. And they got some nice small businesses. Some nice cool small businesses around here. And yeah, that's Green Isle. We're on we're on Minnesota Highway 5 now. North of here will take you towards Hamburg. It'll eventually take you to 212. And yeah, this is so now we're out of Green Isle. Arlington's in 6 miles. They got a nice town there. So yeah, this is Highway 5. Got a railroad on the left of us. Kind of along this road. Yeah, nice road to drive on. So I was speaking about, oh yeah, so the whole coronavirus thing too, all the restaurants are shut down. My school has got extended spring break for 2 more weeks, and a lot of my professors are already doing online classes. My math professor, Calc 3, is doing online fully now. It's one of the weirdest times ever. I don't think I remember all restaurants being drive-through only because of and I don't think I remember every single sporting league getting canceled too. And then the idea of playing without fans and that was advised. It's just absolutely unbelievable how crazy it has gotten. Probably mute that part out. So, we are coming towards Arlington right now. Arlington's a city in Sibley County. Semi-truck coming by us. Got some wind turbine, a wind turbine, not some wind turbines, a wind turbine. Yeah. This is Arlington right here. Coming up. You're taking a tour through there. Some actual surroundings to talk about. There's a billboard on the left that's for sale. Or, yeah, for rent. If you ever want to advertise your YouTube channel, go ahead and utilize that. So this is Arlington. Its water tower is a baseball, which I like a lot. I think it's really cool. They must have a pretty good town team. They must be really big into baseball here. Be taking a left right here and touring around the city a bit. got a closed down gas station right here. That little creek that we're going over, I don't know if that's an actual river or what. Just some houses. Houses right here. This city's a bit bigger than Green Isle. Green Isle only had like triple digits population. This has like 2,300. No city's got more than I think like 2,500. Gaylord's the biggest city, which we'll be arriving at shortly. But yeah, some old houses right here. A railroad. This is the main street of town. Got all sorts of buildings. Jerry's Foods. Got the water tower on the left with the baseball. That's always cool. Got an auto place. We got drugstore. Arlington State Bank. That's where you. Why not? Is that like a theater? A vet? We have a real estate place, Godfather's Pizza, liquor place. We got a Chevy dealership right here. Really nice. Chevy dealership. Actually, I want to go around here, right? This is the best part of Arlington. They got a nice little statue sort of deal, so. You got a Lutheran school, St. Paul Lutherans. I think Arlington is where Sibley East High School is too. Right along here, just some more houses. Straight here. Yeah, right here has got a cool monument memorial sort of deal. Right here, honoring the vets. Really nice. Right there. Really cool sort of deal. We got. Alright, so so that's a gas station. It's all the way down to $2.15 for gas because not many people are driving. We got some sort of deals. That speed limit sign got taken down. Yeah, that's Arlington for you. Right there. Nice town. The next city we'll be going to is Gaylord. That's the county seat of the county. I think it's got like 2,400 for its population. And that's the biggest a city gets in Sibley County. There's not much city here. It's mainly farming, a lot of farming, and then Michael Foods. That's kind of the place that Gaylord's got. We'll talk we'll talk about Gaylord when we get to Gaylord. And talk about some more NFL stuff. I have yet to mention about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. My thoughts about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers is that I don't think it's going to end up good at all. I think that the Buccaneers are going to have a good offense. They got an insanely stacked offense with, of course, Tom Brady. He is no slouch. Even though he's 43, he's not as good as he used to be. He's still a good quarterback. He was the GOAT in his prime. He is the GOAT. He is a literal living legend. And he gets paired up with Mike Wallace. O.J. Howard better step it up. He was absolutely awful last season. We got Chris Goodwin. Chris Goodwin's pretty good too. He's a good weapon. They definitely got a lot better offense than the Patriots did. But the defense, I remember it being atrocious. The defense is not good. They could score 35 points and they allow 42. That's the type of defense that they have. They're going to be in a lot of shootouts, and they're going to be a fun team to watch. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to say that they're going to go like 7-9 or 8-8 because they went 7-9 with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, he was an interesting quarterback. Probably the hardest to wrap around quarterback in the league. He produces some yards, he produces some touchdowns, he's got some highlights, but man alive, he's careless with the ball. Just turns it over all the time. And they showed that one highlight where O.J. Howard had that advanced drop that just fell into the hands of the defender, but rather than that, he just it's mostly like his decision making is just awful. And the clown show that is the battle for the starting quarterback in New England of Cam Newton and Jameis Winston, like the hardest quarterbacks to wrap around. Cam Newton's not that good either. He's an athlete and he can he had a wonderful season his MVP year, and he also had a fairly decent season too in 2017, but since that shoulder injury, he just hasn't been the same at all. Quite frankly, since the Super Bowl, he just hasn't been how he was when he got absolutely demolished because Mike Remmers was his sort of fate, blocking the eventual Super Bowl MVP in Von Miller. But yeah, the Patriots, I think the Patriots are still going to be good though. Whether it's with Cam Newton or Jameis, I don't think any of those quarterbacks are bad enough to make the Patriots super duper bad. They're going to have like Nathan Peterman because they still got a pretty good defense. Their defense is still good. They got a nice secondary still. I remember on my fantasy team, they scored me a lot of points. A lot of points on fantasy. And, is there anybody? Yeah, there's somebody coming up. Scored me a lot of points on fantasy. They're going to be good. They might be a borderline playoff team. They might be like a 6th seed in the AFC. That's what I'm going to say the Buccaneers are going to be. They're going to be like a 5th seed. Probably like, I think they'll be like 10-6, 11-5. They're probably going to start off slow because they need to get some chemistry on the team. Because in order to actually like play with Tom Brady, you got to be in the zone. Because Tom Brady gets locked in the zone when he plays. He's just got that mindset that all GOATs have. MJ's got that mindset. Kobe had that mindset. Just where he just completely locked into the game. There's nothing else you can do. And then if you're not as locked in as Tom Brady, then good things are not going to happen to you. Not at all. Tom Brady would not be happy if you're not as locked in as he is. That's why the Patriots have been good, is because all the players have been buying into the same mindset as Tom Brady. They've all been complimentary. They've all done their job. That's sort of the deal. Do your job. And last season that didn't happen. Receivers weren't putting in the... I wouldn't say that. They just weren't that good. Receivers weren't that good. Tom was getting frustrated. And we're in Gaylord now, so we'll be talking about Gaylord. We actually went past Michael Foods, I think. And that's where all the money happens here. That's where most of the jobs are. Michael Foods is the main place in here. Please turn left. We got a dealership, Swenson Motors. We got Napa Auto Parts. We got a fire department with a nice statue there. Got a gas station. This one's up to $2.19. Got a bowling place. El Taro Bowl. Got some houses on the left. We got a apartment complex, funeral home, Shell, with a food mart here there too, so you can get some food at that Shell place. First National Bank, Gaylord Feed Mill. We got post office. That's proof that they're a city. Alloy Insurance, American Legion to the left. Miller Lite Place, bar. Got the Gaylord Public Library. Nice little sign, welcome to Gaylord. Anytime Fitness. The Casey's is on the left, and this is where Highway 5 actually ends. We're going to be touring a bit of this city more. Straight ahead are some houses. So some more houses right here. Got Heritage Construction Companies. I think this is the... Is that the City Hall? I'm not sure. Oh, this is like a... I think that's Sibley East Middle School or something like that. I know that Sibley High is in Sibley East High is in Arlington, and we're coming all the way here so you can see the ballpark there for the Gaylord town team, and we got the Gaylord Aquatic Center. We're nice little water park here. Going absolutely awfully slow. And yeah, that's Gaylord. We're going to be taking a UE pretty soon. This is Titlow Lake to the right. Oh, I probably should have turned left. Oh, I can turn left. Sweet. By those houses. Titlow Lake's on the right. Yeah, we're going to be coming back into Gaylord. see more of the baseball field. Sibley East Schools, home of the Wolverines. American Lutheran Church. Yeah, home of the Wolverines. Gonna be, I think I'll take a left right here. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Take a left here. If you kept going over on 22, you'd be going towards New Auburn, which we're actually going to be arriving at later in this tour. You know what? My mouth is actually dry, so I'm going to get some pop over at Casey's. So that'll kind of be a little bit of my break sort of deal of this tour. My mouth is getting awfully dry and it's not good. I'm not a big fan of that. So yeah, this is Casey's right here. Let's get at it. Get some pop, some drinks. And I'll be right back. Alright, so we are back, and yeah, I just had to get some pop. It's a fairly nice Casey's in there. They got a cool little restaurant in there. I don't know if all Casey's has that or what. I don't go to Casey's very often. But yeah, it's a nice Casey's in there. You gotta buy 2 get 1 free, so I got 3 pops. 3 vanilla Pepsis. Those are amazing. They also got ices in there. They don't have ices at Holiday. So yeah, we're on Highway 22 we're on? Is that what road we're on? I think that's what we're on. No, we're not. I've driven on this road so many stinking times and I still don't know what it's called. 19, that's what it is. Highway 19. 22 took it to New Auburn and Glencoe. So yeah, now we're going towards Winthrop. We're out of Gaylord now. We're going towards Winthrop. And we're actually getting close to New Ulm, but New Ulm is not in Sibley County, so we do not have to go through New Ulm. Speaking about the thoughts about the Buccaneers and Tom Brady is yeah, I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, to be honest. I think they're a playoff contender. I think they're going to be in a lot of high scoring games. They're going to be a flying offense, but the defense is just, man oh man, the defense sucks. They are definitely going to be a lot better, though. Tom Brady is a much better upgrade than the highlight show and the turnover show of Jameis Winston. Mr. 30 for 30. A whole lot of good and a whole lot of terrible is what Bruce Arians described Jameis Winston, which is completely perfect. Perfect way to describe it. that'll be the thing too with the Buccaneers is Bruce Arians is a good head coach. He made the Cardinals competent, even though they also had Larry Fitzgerald too, which helps. And an actual star, David Johnson, not a past his prime David Johnson, like what the Texans traded for. But yeah, when I'm looking at the teams that I think might win the Super Bowl next year, I don't know, the 49ers, I think, if they can keep their gel together and keep their core, I think the 49ers are the team to beat. If they can get that defensive front back, which was just, that defensive front was monstrous. They got that Armstead guy back. They got Nick Bosa still on his rookie deal. That guy's a superstar already. He's already a superstar. Jimmy G's got that Tom Brady gene in him. He's clutch. Saw him in the regular season last season and in all these important games. Just, I remember he put the Vikings in the playoffs by converting those 4th and 16s. Those 2 4th and 16s were just wonderful, wonderful throws. And the Chiefs, I think, they might have to get some players out there. I think they might. I'm not entirely certain. I haven't been paying too much attention to how the Chiefs have been doing after the Super Bowl, but they might be in some cap trouble and might have to some complimentary players might have to go there. I think last year was the year for the Chiefs to win. I think it was their greatest chance, and they completely took advantage of it. Especially Patrick Mahomes. I'm so happy that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid both got Super Bowl rings. Because Andy Reid did not deserve that choking label that people gave him. He's one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. And he had the perfect team to play with and won the Super Bowl. I'd love to be a head coach of that team. The Chiefs, just having all of these crazy weapons, Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins isn't bad either. And of course, Travis Kelce too. Travis Kelce is an excellent player. I always draft him fairly early in every fantasy draft. He just scores me a lot of points. He's the greatest tight end in the league. Him and George Kittle, of course. So now, as you can see, we're coming towards Winthrop. Like that sign, even texters and drivers hate texters and drivers. Great sign they got there. So yeah, this is Winthrop. It's one of the other cities in Sibley County. What's here? I have no idea. I've driven through here a decent amount of times. I haven't really paid attention to what buildings there are. Of course, there's like some factory on the left. There's the water tower. I like that water tower design. It looks like the Miami Heat city jerseys. Those really nice Miami Heat city jerseys. This is officially Winthrop when you cross the sign. We got got a dealership on the right that's under some construction. We got a Napa Auto Parts and closed down motel, Dollar General on the right. There's a church on the left. We got a pond, wind turbine on the left. I think Winthrop is this is the one that has all the county streets. So like all the streets are named after other counties. Henderson Street, Carver Street, gas station right here. Cope's Construction, DQ, small DQ, GFW High School. That stands for Gibbon, Winthrop, and Gibbon, Fairfax, and Winthrop. We'll be going through Gibbon too, but Fairfax is in Renville County, and that's not Sibley County. So, in this designed tour, actually a decent chunk of it is going to go through. It's going to go through McLeod County, just because that's just the way it goes. But the McLeod County part of this tour, just pretend that it's Sibley County because it's pretty much the same scenery as if we were to go a bit south. And we're junctioning to Highway 15 upwards. North will go towards Northwood would go towards Brownton, and north of Brownton is Hutch. So Brownton and Hutch. And south will take it towards Lafayette and New Ulm. And then if you go on Highway 14 and continue more towards Highway 14, US Highway 14, that would go towards Mankato. Except that's west. I don't know what I'm going on tangent for. So this is so now we're out of Winthrop. We're going towards Gibbon, and So, I should probably talk more about some NBA type crap. So, in the NBA's, you haven't heard the news already, you probably have, but Kevin Durant ended up getting the coronavirus, which is absolutely insane. He didn't even have any signs of the coronavirus, and he still got it. So, that's that. He's a very notable player in the NBA. A fun fact is that all the mega notable players that got the coronavirus in the NBA are all on my YouTube channel. They're all on a video on my YouTube channel. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were in that D-Rose 50-point game that I got footage of the last however many seconds of. And I also have a video of me filming Kevin Durant warming up against the Timberwolves. Pretty much seen everything related to the Timberwolves. Wild, I go to some Twins games too. Wild tickets are a bit more on the pricey end, and Vikings are very expensive. Even when the Wild are bad, for how big hockey is in here, the Wild sells out. They sell out every game, even when they're not good, because of how big Minnesota is in hockey. And that state tournament was packed. I went to the state tournament. I go there every year. And they had a higher attendance than any NHL game. It was the highest attendance of an NHL arena for that day. That was a state tournament game, state championship game. State tournament game between St. Thomas and Andover was pretty good. Nice upset overtime game. No, that wasn't an overtime game. That was, and the St. Thomas Academy and Hill Murray game was an overtime game. That was an exciting game. Of this year's state tournament. I'm glad that the state tournament happened before the whole coronavirus canceling every single event thing happened, because that would suck to have to cancel, because it's a big event, massive event. It fills up the upper levels as well as the lower levels, which is absolutely crazy. Last year's state championship game, I think, was the best state championship game played in state tournament, though. That Edina and EP game was a good one. We got a rest area right here. That's how far out we are. We got a rest, wayside rest. Starting to get foggy out here. Yeah, nice little road to drive on. It's starting to actually what you call it, mist up a bit on my windshield. So sorry about those wiper blades there. A little advertisement on the wall for Wren House Motel in Renville, Minnesota. Renville is quite a bit away. Jeez, it's starting to fog up a bit on this window. So here we are. This is Gibbon right here. Population 722. There's a sign, Gibbon welcomes you. So what we got in Gibbon is there's a bar to the left. Truck and trailer sale. I think that's some sort of elementary school on the left. Some houses and a gas station. And Sibley County 2 is where we will be going north onto. Actually, you know what? I look like an idiot right now. I'm sorry to the person behind me. I kind of want to drive through this downtown a bit. See what else is here. We got a Midwest Bank, U.S. Post Office right here, proof that this is an actual city. Hardware Hank, Pepsi place. Gibbon Community Center. I think they might have got like a basketball court in there or something. Uncle, I cannot read that sign. And then we got some houses right here. And I wonder if anything is out here more. Nope, so I'll just be turning left here. glad that truck that was behind me wasn't a police truck, because that looked really bad. Hopefully the mirror or the windshield doesn't look too bad on the camera. Didn't expect it to sprinkle here. Maybe I should have looked at the weather forecast before I did this tour. But I'm not working today, so you know what? That's that. So now we're going to be going back on the Sibley County 2. Railroad track right here, and to the left has got some sort of train station, mill house sort of deal. Krabby's Corner. And here's Minnesota 19 again. I think it's still sprinkling a bit. Yeah, see, there's a cop right there. I'd look so stupid if I were doing that sort of, oh my goodness. If I did that sort of right turn to left turn sort of deal, not knowing where in the heck I'm going. But yep, this is Sibley County 2. We're going on here for one specific landmark, which is really great. So it's got some nice twisty turns on this road. As I said in the last tour, I like twisty, turny roads. So talking more about some other stuff not related to what's in the sceneries around, talking more about sports stuff is oh yeah, if the NHL does, I heard something around on Twitter that the NHL cancels their season, they end up giving the Stanley Cup to the team that has the most points. So as of right now, the Bruins, if this whole coronavirus digs deep into where we don't have a Stanley Cup playoffs, the Bruins will end up getting the Stanley Cup trophy, which I honestly don't want that to happen. I absolutely love the NHL playoffs. They're always awesome to watch. So that's gonna suck if we have to actually reward the Stanley Cup winner as an actual regular season trophy, like the President's Trophy, which absolutely means nothing. I'm not a big fan of the President's Trophy. If you want to get a trophy, just win the championship. It makes the top team a little bit less motivated to win the Stanley Cup. Except I'm pretty sure that every team in the NHL is just super duper motivated to get the Stanley Cup. So yeah, trying to get some more filler topics to talk about to myself. So, just imagine if March Madness had no fans. Absolutely terrible and bad it would be. Honestly, it's better than not. It would have been better than not having it at all, because March Madness is one of the best tournaments ever designed. It's just unbelievably great. And yeah, there's some cows out there. St. Peter's Lutheran is to the left. Any NFL off-season stuff to talk about? He also had a pretty big contract too. I still miss Diggs. I'm gonna miss Diggs a lot. He made the Vikings really good, because when you look at Thielen's production, it was heavily reliant on Diggs. Because when Diggs runs these crazy routes that cause defenses to double team on him, and then they just leave Thielen in one-on-one coverage, and Thielen can get wide open, and because he's in one-on-one coverage, and he's also a supreme route runner. And that's how Thielen was able to get his production. But then when Diggs went out in the 2018 season, and Thielen had to play by himself with no Diggs, his production fell off a cliff. Because with Diggs, he was setting all these records for 100 yards games in a row. But then without Diggs, he ended up getting like not much production at all. I remember against the Patriots, he only got like 20-something yards of receiving. But that was against the supreme Patriots defense, and against the mastermind of Bill Belichick. That's the other thing when discussing the Patriots, is I don't think they're ever going to suck with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is just such a good coach that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach to ever coach in the NFL, and yeah, he's just they're not gonna suck with him. They're just not. There's no way. You have to put like Nathan Peterman at quarterback in order for them to suck. But hey, Nathan Peterman actually still is on an NFL team. He's still with the Raiders. This is what I've been wanting to show you guys right here, is the Grafton Town Hall. This is the Grafton Town Hall right here. This is the landmark that I wanted to show you guys. Right here. right out in the middle of nowhere. That's the town hall for Grafton Township. Looks like a fish house. A little bit bigger than a fish house. No, that is a fish house. We're actually not going to be going to McLeod County because I was designing it to go straight up and then take a left at this next sort of deal when it goes straight along like this. But hey, we can just take a U-E and go along Sibley County 107. And that's what we're going to do right here. And this is just some gravel road. Drive along some gravel. So speaking about the NFL stuff, it is a crazy off season to say the least. With all these superstars that are just switching different teams, especially with the GOAT not being a Patriot anymore. It's absolutely insane. The Vikings, with all of its departures that we got, so not only do we lose Stephon Diggs and we lose Xavier Rhodes, and we also lose what's his face, Linval Joseph, and also we lost Trey Waynes too. Which is unbelievable. And of course you got Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is a cult. That's a superstar that switched teams, even though he's towards the helm of his career, sadly. I hope that he can, I wish that he had won the Super Bowl, because he got screwed over by the Chargers organization, and he got screwed over by all sorts of other stuff that happened to him in his career. It's just poopy would have had to happen to Philip Rivers. He had such a stacked team with them too. I just can't imagine how the Chargers, out of all those years that they were good with LT and Antonio Gates, those teams were wonderful. They had, speaking about the Chargers' luck in Philip Rivers, with his luck, the Chargers one time had one of the best seasons ever. This was on SB Nation. They were talking about this. The Chargers had one of the best seasons ever, offensively and defensively. And, crap, was I supposed to go on McLeod County 51? I don't think so. What in the world? I designed this stinking route. Come on. Yeah, I missed that stinking turn. Hey, we can just go straight and turn around. Sorry about that. Just gonna have to delete that part. All this dirt road stuff got me mixed up. Hey, you know what? I'm keeping it in there. Gotta roll with the punches sometimes. I was supposed to turn right onto that County Road 51. And I was debating, like, should I take a U-turn or should I not take a U-turn? And I was thinking ahead, like, I'm gonna get too far deep into McLeod County that it's almost gonna be a McLeod County tour. But no. I gotta go on to that county road. If I just did what I designed to do, rather than taking a UE and assuming that Sibley County 122 or whatever that's called was going to go straight to County Road 13, I would have just done that. Or to Minnesota 22, which would take you to New Auburn, because that's the next town that we're going to. But yeah, speaking about the Chargers and their luck, SB Nation did a video about the Chargers and just their sheer luck. They were one of the greatest teams statistically ever. They were the only team in NFL history that had the highest offensive rating and the highest defensive rating. And they still missed the playoffs. They went 9-7 and missed the playoffs. And how they missed the playoffs was losing a bunch of close games where their special teams failed them. They had a situation where they had a kick return touchdown that they allowed, a punt return touchdown they allowed. They missed a field goal. Unbelievable. Where their special teams messed them up, and that's the season of one of the best offenses and defenses in the league, because their special teams were trash. And that's the storybook definition of the Chargers as a franchise. Just a bunch of heartbreaking losses through their special teams, and that's that. So we're approaching Fernando, which is a McLeod County type town, unincorporated community. And I've never been through here before. To be quite honest, I went all the way through County Road 2, and I've also gone further deep into like Fairfax and Franklin and Bird Island, but I haven't been through Fernando at all because I don't drive on these dirt roads very much. So this is McLeod County 7. And this is Fernando, right here. And it's got some houses, a couple of houses, and a church right here. Spoiling you guys a bit with a bit of McLeod County with there too. And also taking a, I don't know where in the garbage I'm going type U-turn. But now I know where I'm going. This will take us straight to New Auburn, which is where I want to be. Which is in Sibley County. So speaking a bit more about NFL type junk. Yeah, I pretty much went into a big deep down. When speaking about the NFL draft, I'm honestly going to feel bad for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's going to have to go to the Bengals. And they're just a poor franchise. They suck. They're honestly like competing to almost being worse than the Browns at this point for how horrendously incompetent they are at running the franchise. They literally stuck with Marvin Lewis for over a decade when he didn't even win a playoff game. And they got this new guy that they got after Marvin Lewis, who clearly seems like he doesn't know how to coach. He's so unnotable, I don't even know what in the world his name is, because he's that bad at coaching. Dropping a verbal nuke. Yeah. And who knows, Odell Beckham Jr. as well on the Browns might be going somewhere else. I've been hearing some rumors that we could have a chance at getting Jarvis Landry on the Vikings, because Jarvis Landry could be unhappy with being on the Browns, which would be absolutely unbelievable if we got Jarvis Landry. He'd be an upgrade from Diggs.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Maybe the Vikings, with that first pick that we got from the Bills, we can just draft a stud. Build up our offensive line, build up our defensive backs, give ourselves a fairly new look, and yeah, I feel like if we get some, even with some new pieces that we could get on defense, I think they could still perform under Zimmer's coaching, Zimmer's schemes, because Zimmer is an excellent defensive mind. He's an excellent coach. I like Zimmer. I never got the fire Zimmer type crowd, because without Zimmer we would not have been good. Want to go back to Mike Tice or Leslie Frazier type days? I don't think so. And if this road that we're going on to is Minnesota 22, we're all set. We're all set for that. There'll be a smooth sailing tour from here on out. I wonder if we've crossed Sibley County yet, or have we not? So, this is Highway 15, so this is not Highway 22. I forget how far out we are from New Auburn. Forgot there's another state highway before 22. And that same road goes down the Winthrop, and then north goes to Brownton and Hutch. Even though this is McLeod County, if we were in the Sibley County equivalent, which would be gravel road, and I don't want to get my car too dirty from the gravel road, it'd be the same exact scenery as this. So we're just gonna assume that this is Sibley County and just go here by out from that. We're fairly close to Sibley County. You probably are seeing Sibley County on the distance from the right. Probably less than a mile away from it, a mile north of it. Hey, a bunch of birds. A lot of them. wow, jeez. They're all over the trees, too. My goodness. Speaking about other stuff, since there's a lot of farmland type stuff, I've pretty much gone through a lot of the stuff in the NFL. NHL, no. College basketball, no. Just feel bad for those seniors, or for those folks who are on their last year of playing college hoops and not being able to have a chance at playing for the national title, March Madness. That's probably what they were dreaming about doing the whole entire season, and then they just don't even get a chance, not once. In high school, I even feel worse for them in high school hoops, because they don't get the chance to play for a state title, and especially for EP hoops, because EP hoops was undefeated and nationally ranked, and they don't get that chance to play for the state title. And I was hearing about the fact that the state league wouldn't allow them to play in the national tournament, which is honestly stupid. Like, even if they had the national tournament held, Minnesota has this rule, the high school league, where you can only play in any of the bordering states, and that's that. That's why Bronny James's team, what's that called? What's that team that Sierra Canyon had to come up here and play at the Target Center against Minnehaha Academy with Suggs. EP even beat that nationally ranked Minnehaha Academy team, and that team even has Suggs, which is a future NBA player, that Holmgren 7-footer guy, Chet dude, who is probably going to go to the NBA as well, shot blocking monster. Oh yeah, that's high school hoops. Trying to think what else. Just talking about the scenery a bit. Some fields and ooh, it's getting pretty hot in this car. I'm gonna turn the AC a bit. It's fairly nice temperature out. It's a solid 42 degrees. Since the rec center was closed, I was shooting hoops in my backyard earlier today. Hey, and I can see the water tower for New Auburn, so we're fairly close to it. Now it's a matter of time before we get there into New Auburn. I don't know what to describe about New Auburn. It's a very, very small town. It's triple digits. It's not as small as this town in McLeod County between Hutch and Glencoe called Biscay. Biscay is a mega small town. It's got like 100 people. 100 people. Maybe even less than that. I forgot the exact amount, but very small. And we're approaching Sibley County, so Sibley County's right here. Sign says we're in Sibley County. Asphalt changes on the county roads when counties change. That's always a cool sort of deal. When the asphalt changes because you're in a different county. And now this is Sibley County. Back on track. This is now officially, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know. But we're here. That's all that matters. We made it to New Auburn. So we got a farmhouse on the left. It says 30 miles for the speed limit. Why is it having me do that? Don't mind the sound of the fan. It's a bit bent for the AC. This is a old car. State Highway 22 right here. So we are in New Auburn. So we got some houses right here. We got some more houses. We got water tower. It says New Auburn on there. Pretty self-explanatory. Starting to get cool in the car. Church. We got a CNX gas station. $1.87 for gas. Holy cow. Wow. That is cheap. That is some cheap gas. Oh my goodness. $1.87. I don't think you see that in Victoria. Got a baseball field right there, baseball park. And I'm supposed to be turning right by a lake. So yeah, that's New Auburn, not a fairly big city at all. And yep, we're not going to be approaching a city in quite some time. A long time. The next city that we'll be coming across is a chunk of Sueur, which is way down south by 169. It's a boundary of Sueur and Sibley County, so there's going to be a lot of filler to talk about between the next, I'd say like 20 minutes, I think it is, until the next city that we come across is. Of course, I can talk about this lake that we're coming up here. And yep, County Road 15 is where I'm going to be turning on to. Sibley County 15. So yeah, the ice is starting to melt on the lake. Of course, it's starting to get warm out. So no more ice fishing, sadly. I don't know, it's a fairly big lake. I forgot what the lake was called. I was looking on the Google Maps for the route that I was going to take. And it's a large lake. I think these are actually two different lakes. Not sure. I like these sort of deals that you drive on where we got bodies of water on both sides. like in Lake Minnetonka. Or over by Cokato, there's a stretch on Highway 12 where you see both sides. And Brownton, when you enter into Brownton from Minnesota 15, like from Minnesota 15 into Brownton, it also has a sort of deal where it's bodies of water on both sides. Love driving through those. Amazing. There is a body of water on the right. That's a lake. It's got an island in the middle. I don't think my car can go on there, except this car is tiny, so maybe it could. And yeah, those are the lakes right there. Yeah, this tour isn't as smooth as Carver County tour because I'm not 100% familiar with everything that's around here because I do not live close by here. I like driving through here. I drive through here quite a bit, through Sibley County. I always like going on 3-hour drives whenever I'm bored at home. Nothing to do, just go out and drive. Listen to some tunes. Yeah, just relaxing stuff. The next road that I'm supposed to turn right onto is County Road 13. We actually might be going through a chunk of Gaylord. We actually are probably going to see Gaylord again. At least from a fair distance. Because we're just going to have to cross through there to get to Sueur. And I was going to say some facts about Sueur, but we're just going to talk about Sueur when we get there. But Sueur isn't even that big of a part for Sibley County because only like a small decent chunk of it is in Sibley County. Probably like a couple of square miles maybe of it is in Sibley County. But most of it is just Sueur County. And yeah, Sueur County is that. Maybe Sueur County could be my next tour. Nah, if I do another tour, it'd probably be Scott County or McLeod County. Hennepin County I could do, but Hennepin County is way too packed with a bunch of stuff. It'd take like 6 hours probably to just get through all the junk that's in Hennepin County. Big, massive city, county. I'm also not a big fan of driving through cities, to be fair. It's too congested with traffic, except if I would do a tour of a city type county, I think right now would be a good time because I don't think the traffic is not awful. Like 494 and 394 going into Minneapolis and 35W and all those roads over in the metro area are just I don't like driving through them at all. It just sucks to drive on. People don't know how to drive. It's garbage. It's not fun to drive through. It is not fun to drive through cities. It's a lot better to drive on these type of roads where nobody's on them because it's relaxing. Driving through Bloomington and Richfield and Minneapolis and and Fridley and stuff, and all those type of areas are just, it's just not that fun to drive through. I don't get relaxed by that at all. Yeah, here we are, County Road 13. Driving along. Some nice scenery. I can see Arlington on the left. See that baseball water tower that they got there. Kruger's Sunshine Dairy. So that's a dairy farm over there. So, Buccaneers. Oh yeah, you want me to give you an analysis on the Vikings this season and what I think it's going to be? It is tough to tell. I always like to be optimistic about the Vikings, but I don't know, they could be a playoff team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. I don't think we're going to be awful. We're not going to be like 3-13. Who knows, maybe like 9-7, squeak into the playoffs maybe as a 6th seed. But that Stephon Diggs piece is definitely going to hurt. Losing that. Hopefully we have an offensive line. That's the main focus that I think we should have, is offensive line, because that's where everything starts in football, is the offensive line. You gotta protect the quarterback, you gotta protect the running back. If your offensive line can't block defensive linemen, they just let you use you like Mike Remmers was used against jeez, how did I am drawing a blank here on what Von Miller. Yes, Von Miller used Mike Remmers like a paper bag. He beat him like a drum on every play. If your offensive line lets opposing defensive lines do that to them, you're not going to be good. You're not going to generate any offense. Your quarterback's not going to be able to play right because he's getting rushed every single play. He can't make deep throws. You just have to throw screens. Unless your running back is like prime AP or prime Barry Sanders or like an all-time great, your running back's not going to produce at all. You're just going to run into a brick wall every play. And yeah, that's why the offensive line is important in football. The most important position, in my opinion. Even more than the quarterback. I'd say the quarterback is probably the most important single player on the team. But as a full position group unit, the offensive line is the most important position in football. Without an offensive line, it's just like backyard football, where you have to say 1 apple, 2 apple, 3 apple. But offensive linemen never get any respect. They don't. We don't talk about in the media how good this offensive lineman is. they always talk. They can talk about a singular offensive lineman, like let's say Eric Flowers for being absolutely garbage, or TJ. I remember ranting so much about how bad TJ Clements was on the Vikings. He was awful back in that 2016 collapse season when our offensive line got completely battered before the bye week. So we got completely destroyed by with that, and had to play TJ Clements, and he was the worst rated lineman in the league. But nobody talks about the good offensive linemen like Whitworth, Zach Taylor. Joe Thomas was talked about quite a bit. He was the GOAT lineman. He was an absolute stud. Trent Williams on the Redskins. He's on a different team now. Forgot what team he was on. Thank goodness for that, because he was in an absolute dumpster fire. And they're gonna draft Chase Young, and I don't think Chase Young is that good of a player. And is this 5 that we're crossing right now? I think it is. Or we're crossing a railroad track. Oh, it says 5. So I can see Gaylord from the distance. We've driven on this stretch already. Grab another pop. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the Titans and their decision to not go with Tom Brady, and I think it was a good decision. Even though that Ryan Tannehill doesn't seem like he's a star of the team, he can actually produce. I've seen him play well in the game where he had to win to make the playoffs. I've seen that happen. He's a good quarterback. I think he's better than Tom Brady. He's good for the long term. They got some nice pieces on the Titans. I think they could possibly be a Super Bowl team next year with the defense that they got, except one of their star defensive players actually moved on to a different team. Keep forgetting the name. I don't know why I'm drawing blank with names. But the 5-time Pro Bowler that they got on their defense is on a different team now. Which sucks, but they still got Derrick Henry. Their defense is still good. Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to talk about this. This is a big deal. It's in the NFC North, the Chicago Bears getting Nick Foles. They traded for Nick Foles. And I'm honestly upset about that, because I wanted them to keep at it with Trubisky, because Trubisky is absolutely awful. Yeah. But if Nick Foles plays on the Bears, Rip. I think Nick Foles is amazing. It was found on the Jags. He wasn't the greatest. He gets injured quite a bit. I don't think he's as good as he was in that Super Bowl form. But I'm still scared about Nick Foles. Because you saw in the NFC Championship game, Nick Foles was a baller. He just was unstoppable, and I was upset after that game. He made me upset and frustrated because it was our year. We should have went to the Super Bowl and won it, but nope. We played like garbage against Nick Foles. We got blown out by them 38-7. Just poor Vikings. We can never have anything good happen to us. Never. Just like AP almost getting that just 1 yard, just a few yards short away from breaking the all-time season rushing record, and he missed it. Just barely by 1 yard. Absolute glory. Just, it was still a fantastic season, but all-time greatness, just nothing. Except it is an all-time great season. And that was his MVP season, and the last non-quarterback to get the MVP was AP. But yeah, the Bears are definitely going to be... Nick Foles is definitely an upgrade from Mitch Trubisky. I was hoping that they were still playing Mitch Trubisky. He was awful. He almost lost to the backups of the Vikings. I think they were stupid for sitting Chase Daniel on the bench. I think Chase Daniel was a better quarterback than Mitch Trubisky. County Road 8, that's where we're going to be going on to. County Road 8. That's the good thing I remember about Nick Foles, is that's some definite filler. And then, of course, Chase Daniels signed a 3-year deal with the Lions, making that money, not barely playing at all. If I ever was in the NFL, I'd want to be just like Chase Daniel and not have to produce much at all, but still get to get paid millions of dollars. Sign an overpaid contract by an inept organization such as the Lions. The best decision they have ever made in the last decade was drafting Frank Ragnow. That guy is an underrated lineman. The folks that were around him weren't the greatest, but he is a stud, and he should have been a Pro Bowler this year. He's developing nice in the NFL. He played for Chan too in high school. He's great. Glad he's doing well in the NFL. I want him to be on the Vikings. He would make our offensive line so much better. Especially this season with the Lions. The Lions didn't have a good season, but his individual season playing as center was good. He didn't let much get past him. But the guys around, but the other linemen were getting obliterated. Yeah, he is by far the best lineman on their team. And he was a good draft choice by the Lions in that draft. That place seems abandoned. Ah, that's interesting. Should visit that sometime. I wonder if during this tour some news have came out about where Jameis is going and where Cam is going. This NFL news stuff is pretty crazy. It's good to have this NFL news in the time of crisis of no sports to watch on TV, because the sports media would still have something to talk about. Is that Arlington? No, I don't see Arlington from here. There's some farmhouses. We got this answer plot. Oh, so wait, what am I doing? Got distracted by that sign. That would not have been good to head-on collide with that. Terrible driver, you suck. But yeah. It seems like a place where you can plant flowers of your choice on there. That's quite interesting. Except I'm probably reading that completely wrong. Just said answer plot on that, and that made me interested. Ooh, nice turn sort of deal. Junction, County Road 17. Got some more houses. Got this building right here. Creek we're going over. I don't know if that's a river. I think that's the same creek that goes through Arlington. Some more farmland. Agriculture. This city is heavily agriculture. Heavily rural. Probably one of the most rural counties in Minnesota, because there's no urban towns at all. which urban towns defined by the Census Bureau is like a population of 2,500 or above or something like that. And no city qualifies for that here. Definitely going to be some stupid crap that I said in the filler that I'm probably going to have to mute in here. I remember going through and having to mute some of the stupid crap that I said in the Carver County tour, because you're bound to say something stupid after 3 hours of straight just talking into a camera by yourself. I don't know why I do this to myself. But I do this for the entertainment value. And just to say that I did it. Just to say that I toured counties in entirety. Sibley County 20. There's a sign here. What does this sign say? It says, Michael Foods welcomes you. Oh, it's a Michael Foods plant out in the middle of nothing. Huh. Michael Foods must be pretty big in Sibley County. They got one in Chan too. That I used to drive by every day to get to school. So, we got a pond over there. We got, this over here. Some power lines up here. Some power lines. Truck. Some traffic coming by us. 3 cars in a 1 mile radius. Looks like they got some nice little park sort of deal to the left. Either that or somebody's house, and they just put some nature tree stuff there. Bushes sort of deal. Hey, we got this right here. I like going down these. Hey, we're coming towards the Sueur. We're going to be touching very deep or very lightly in the Sueur, because downtown Sueur, the part that's actually like in the main part of Sueur, is in Sueur County, and we don't need to be doing that at all. I'll go through the time. This is already a fairly long tour. I don't think this is nearly as long as Carver County though, simply because the cities that we go through aren't too big. You don't have to go through much stuff. A large bulk of the Carver County tour was taken up by the Victoria-Chaskatchan area. And Waconia too. It's also a fairly bigger city in Carver County. So this is 169 right here. If you go right on the 169, that'll take you towards Gaylord. No, not Gaylord. What am I thinking? Mankato. So, right will take you towards Mankato and St. Peter, then Mankato. So, St. Peter is south of here, and south of St. Peter is Mankato, which has Mankato State University, and it's also got, it's a fairly large city. Pretty much makes the bulk of Nicollet and Blue Earth counties. And we're going to be going left on the Minnesota 93. So, right there. We're going to be going towards Henderson now. And fairly shortly after that, our tour is done. And then if you keep going straight on the 169, that'll take you towards Belle Plaine, that'll take you towards Jordan, and then eventually Shakopee too. It says welcome to Sibley County, but we're already in Sibley County. Which is quite interesting, to say the least. Yeah, this is considered the scenic byway, which goes across the Minnesota River. So there's the Minnesota River right here. I don't know if this is the actual river. This is just some lakes that are beside the river. Could be too. Nice road to drive on. Not in the greatest shape, but it's a nice road to drive on. Pretty sure this road floods quite a bit. Is closed quite a bit because of the flooding. It's actually this road was actually closed not too long ago due to construction that was being done to it. Who knows, it could be, and we might have to go way off our tracks. Got some nice trees and woods. Got a swamp here. Yeah, this is the part that was under that some work has been done to. Some abandoned building to the right. We're coming up to Henderson right now. Henderson, population 886. Henderson's got a nice downtown. Looks over the river. Got some hills over here. Yeah. Some houses right here. It's always funny just saying there's some houses right here. Let's go through some of downtown Henderson. Let's go over by the river. Why not? So this is a bridge crossing of the river over here. Do they got like a nice river road around here? I'm not sure. That we can take a left or a right on. Nope, there's no river road. Alright, well, I guess we'll be crossing the river and getting into Sueur County. We'll just have to take the UE from there. Yeah, I gotta cross the river a bit. Ooh, it's getting pretty high. Just crossing the river in Sueur County. Any place to U-turn at. Right there will be good. So hey, we're in 3 counties for this tour. We only went through one other county in Carver County tour, which was we actually went through 2 as well. We were in Hennepin County on Highway 7 for a little bit. So same amount of counties we go through here in this tour. Actually 4, because we were in Carver County to start. Just crossing over the river some more. This is a nice road to drive on. I'd love to keep continuing on this road, but sadly we're going to get too far off our tracks. There's no cars around, so let's just take a UE. Just enjoy the scenery. There's actually a car right here. Probably thinks I'm an idiot, which I probably am. But yeah. Welcome back to Henderson in Sibley County, which is what we're supposed to be on. So we're crossing the river again. You can see a nice little welcome sign for Henderson. Talk about more of the stuff that's in Henderson. So the water tower is up towards the right. We got a Shell gas station right here. We got Wagger's Grocery right here. This ain't a stop sign. Henderson Eatery, bar, hardware store. Henderson Mercer store, community building. That must be the rec center here. Got a historic museum right here. Got a nice cool little flag show right here. And yeah, Henderson. This looks nice too to drive through. Why not just drive through here? This tour is not long at all. You can just drive along here. drive through some of these windy, turny roads that are nice and scenic. And then just take a U-ey and come back. Whee! 5-year-old sounding like. Hit an entrance. Is there anybody around? Yes, there is. First road that has a right turn. Right here, I'm gonna turn around. Yep, there we go. There we go. Now I get to enjoy this scenic drive again, except going down, which looks a lot better than going up. I'll give that credit. Pretty sure that moment was my display of absolutely horrible driving. We got a few other incidents in this video where I just drive absolutely awful, but as long as you're aware and don't let the car hit another car, then you can make a few mistakes of driving. Nobody's perfect at driving or anything. That looks like a nice road to drive on 8th Street. Nice town. I like this city a lot. The city is excellent for scenery. And yeah, I think that'll do for the city. Let's get back on track and finish up this tour. We got one other landmark that we got to go by, which is a nice place. Probably the main tourist attraction in this county is up ahead. We'll talk about the place when we get there. Very nice place. So we're driving on this road again. This road is a nice road to drive on. There's probably, I think maybe up ahead is where it was closed, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's still closed. Maybe they haven't done any construction yet on it. Minnesota River, as you can see on the right, we're driving right along it. What's gonna suck is finding all the stupid crap that I say that makes no sense or is just stupid, and then trying to just mute it. But hey, this is nice scenery, really nice scenery. remember when we will be going by the tourist attraction here. The nice zip line resort. This is it coming up. That truck's got a lot of hay. Wow. A lot. Yep, some scenery stuff. Just enjoying the view on this road. That deal over there. Yeah, speaking about the Wild and what they've been doing before the cancellations happened, is they were well on track to come back from being absolutely awful and doing the smart thing and not tanking and getting back into that wild card spot. They would probably been a playoff team if they were to keep going with this season. They were playing with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. That Wild team, they don't give up. I respect that, even though they're old team. And we stupidly got rid of Grambling, which that last season, which was just a dumb decision. So loose gravel right here. Did we go by it already? I'm not sure. Zip line resort. I think we're coming up to it shortly. I think it's got a sign. I think this is it right here. Is that it? I think it is. Does it say? This is called the Kerfoot Canopy Tour. Nice zipline resort. It's highly rated, nice family-owned zipline resort. If you're ever in Sibley County, I recommend you go there. So for some more filler to talk about, because in this sort of deal, I didn't really talk that much at all. I forgot to mention that Teddy Bridgewater signed a pretty massive deal with the Panthers, which good for him, because he's gone through an awful lot with his knee injury and his willingness to be a backup, and then once when Drew Brees went down, he was able to show his worth, show that he's still a good quarterback. I'm happy for him. He's worked his tail off to get back to where he's at, and now he's making $60 million with the Panthers. He's got a pretty good team around him there too. He's going through the road. This is amazing, this road. Who knows? It could be right here, is it? Nope. I think we're coming up close to Highway 25 over by Belle Plaine. Also, for some more football news, this is Vikings related. We got nose tackle Michael Pierce. He was on that shutdown defense on the Ravens, and he's our I think he's going to be a pretty good replacement for Linval Joseph. He's going to have to fill up some pretty tough shoes. Linval Joseph was a beast, and I think he can get the job done. I really think he can. He was good on that Ravens team. Just some nice scenery right here. I think we're coming to Highway 25. Yeah, I see Belle Plaine right there. But Belle Plaine is not in Sibley County, so we're not going to be going through there. Nice, some windy, twisty, turny roads right here. Farmhouse right here. Collapsed barn. This place actually looks fairly vacant. Hasn't been used at all. Minnesota River right here. Trying to think, I don't know why I'm stinking not talking much at all. It's being stupid. Just enjoying the scenery. Such a nice road to drive on. Pretty much already talked about all the NFL and NHL, NBA. A lot of the MLB stuff too. I don't know what that car's doing right here. Just getting some mail. And yeah, we're approaching Highway 25 now. And gonna be going right to the end of our tour. So this is a boundary. So if we go straight ahead, we go into Carver County Road 40. We turn right, we go into downtown Belle Plaine, cross the river, which is in Scott County. And behind is in Sibley County. So we're going to be going on Highway 25 all the way until where we were set up last, and that will be that. That'll be the end of the tour. A lot more filler that I discussed in this tour than the last time. I better be going faster. A lot faster I need to be going. My car cannot speed up super fast. My car is slow. I'm trying to go fast, but this car is slow. Really slow. Yes, I think Sibley County's 5 or 6 is where the tour will be ending. And yeah, the road that gets you to Assumption. So I got an airfield to the right. We got some houses right here. Nice overlook to the left of stuff. Got trying to think stuff to talk about. Maybe I could just re-record some filler, just put it in the video. Well, Right here, we can talk about how the Lions signed Falcons cornerback Desmond Trufant, which they are shopping Darius Slay out. Who knows? The Vikings could possibly get him. He said that U.S. Bank was his favorite place to play. Nice environment. Maybe we could get him, and that'd be sweet. Highly doubt it, though. I don't think we got the cap room to do that, but hey, we can try. I think Darius Slay would probably want to be playing on the Vikings, based off of the good things that he said about us and our fan base. I think we're almost done with this tour. It's a Sibley County single-digit road that we started on. That's where we're going to end. Sibley County 160, that's definitely not the road that we were on. MRM Minnesota Paving and Materials sign right there. Talking about how I do not like the Packers. Packers suck. You just have to put that in there. Aaron Rodgers is past his prime. Worst 13-3 team to ever exist. Got blown out by the 49ers. Probably shouldn't have even been the NFC Championship in the first place. They got lucky in playing against the Seattle Seahawks team completely riddled with injuries. We got lucky with the refs and some other stuff. Blakey is towards that side. That's in Scott County. Blakey is in Scott County. Alright, Sibley County 5, that's where we need to be on. That's where the tour is going to end. So I had an absolutely awful outro to end the video, so I'm going to conclude it right here. So, yeah, bye.